What up, dudes? Robby Rowland here. I have the privilege of doing a review for XERO shoes. This will be my second, maybe third, maybe fourth review that I've done for the company. We've been partnered, I want to say 3 years. I think I've had a total of 10, maybe 11, 12 different XERO shoes, and I freaking love them all. I don't even wear regular shoes anymore. I'm a baseball player, so I still obviously have to wear cleats and whatnot, but like even training shoes, I use the 360s for my on-field training, and I got these ones right here. I literally love XERO shoes, so super pumped to give you this review. This review is probably going to go throughout a couple of days because I'm going to do the unboxing as you see right now. Give you guys a look at what we got here. I don't even know what's in here. Wow. This is what we got right here. Let's get a zoom enhance. Check them out. First thing, I've never worn these specific shoes. I'll be completely honest, right off the bat, these are not my style. Why? I don't know if you can see these colors. I like flashy. All black doesn't do it for me, but I will say that shouldn't dictate on if you purchase a shoe or not. The second thing that I noticed was the sole. So this is very intriguing to me because the bottom of the shoe has actually been a reason in which I've switched some of my previous XERO shoes. I had the Speed Force shoes for the longest time, but the bottom wasn't really as sturdy. And then I got the 360s, which the bottom is super sturdy, which are obviously going to work better like on field stuff, athletic performance training. And these shoes, although like right out of the box look like kind of a dress shoe that I would wear with jeans, the bottom of this, like it's sticky and it's nice. I would train in these. So what I'm gonna do, like I said, this review is going to go throughout probably a couple different days because I want to do some training in them. I want to do some running. I'll do some hiking. I'll even probably throw in these. For me, when I look at shoes like this, it's always about like, okay, well, why did I buy these? Is it going to be for this task, or this task? So for the throwing, I probably wouldn't throw in these because the toe isn't really as sturdy, because when you throw, you obviously get the toe drag. Like these, I've thrown in these on accident because these are the only shoes I had. And you can see that the thing is already like ripping. So the toe needs to be sturdy. So these are not, so I wouldn't use these to throw. But the bottom, like I said, is real sturdy. So I would probably train in these. Now, if I were to train in these, then they obviously have to be comfortable. And that's the thing, is like my perception of comfort is so much different now since I've been wearing minimalist shoes for the last like 4 years. And even before that, I wore the finger hole shoes. All right, so let's give these a try. Yep. Come on. Okay, so for me, I like shoes that aren't like super stiff, that can kind of move like with your foot. Obviously that happens over time. For me, if I were to train in these, I wouldn't necessarily want something that was like really stiff, but this is unique. I would put this in the category, I've never put on a XERO shoe that has felt quite like this before. They're tight, but they're not uncomfortable. They are small, but not too small. Okay, so these are the shoes. This is what we got. So I was talking about with the bottoms. I like the bottoms. I like one sole. So what I'm going to do is over the next day or two, I'll do a bunch of different activities, different tasks, wear these down a little bit, and then I'll report back to give my feedback. Upon initial trial of putting these on my feet, there's things that I like, things that I don't like, but I don't want to specify those particular things until I get to do an activity or two. All right, so just finished my training in these shoes. So a few things. One, I think they might be like a half a size too big because my foot is moving around a little bit in there. And especially with like training shoes, I like it fairly snug, but snug enough to where my foot's not gonna move around when I'm doing a particular exercise. I'll try to make it to where my review isn't so much negative because of the shoe size being incorrect. All right, so right off the bat, like I said, with the bottom of the shoe, very tough, very durable. It's gonna take a while probably to like loosen it up and to kind of mold to the way that your foot patterns are, especially during training. For example, like when I was doing reverse lunges and I were to come back and obviously I have to bend, you know, like the shoe has to bend a little bit. Very stiff, and rightfully so, but very stiff to where it was kind of uncomfortable. That's why I like the Speed Force, because of the material, drastically different than this. It kind of molds to the bending patterns of your foot. So I'll echo the same thoughts that I had when I first opened this package. Is I'm probably not going to train in these. Maybe a little bit different if I'm doing like a heavy pull day, deadlift, where I'm not so much bending my foot. But like I said about the size, now in terms of just walking around, if I were to just be a regular human being and just walk around, super doable. I'm not one to like dress up and go out to like dinner or something, so I can't be one to give a review on if I'm going to wear these to a nice restaurant. But I will probably, knowing that there's a lot of good traction on here, pretty doable to take a hike in these. Maybe if the size was a little bit more precise in terms of how I like my training shoe size, then it's probably a little bit different story on if I'm ever going to use these training. I'm kind of a stickler about the tightness of the shoe when I'm doing activity, but I can definitely see myself like kind of undoing the laces and getting like a little knot, and then just wearing these loose. Like if I wanted to just slip on shoes and walk around and do stuff, definitely can do that with these, and probably gonna do that with these. Just doing like everyday activities and just slip on, slip off. Like I said, the shoe sizes run a little bit different. The 360s that I got in size 12, and they're a little bit same, like big at the toe area. The Speed Force I get in size 12, and those are a perfect fit. So just be cautious about like what shoe you're getting. Read the reviews on if the shoe runs a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, or even fit. I would say like the Speed Force I get in size 12, and I'm pretty much a 12 across the board. These ones, the 360s, might run a little bit longer. You know, there's my review on the training. All right, so as I'm sitting here like putting these shoes the way that I talked about how I would probably wear them is like this, and then tie this like a little knot so it doesn't come out, and then just wear them around the house. But then I was like putting on the Speed Force again, and I know a lot of individuals coming to like minimalist shoes that haven't ever worn a minimalist shoe before are probably like pretty cautious about like how uncomfortable a minimalist shoe is and how much, you know, it's gonna affect their everyday life and blah blah blah. But like going from the Speed Force, in which I would say like the minimalist is super amplified in these shoes, then going to these are probably, out of all the XERO shoes that I've worn, are probably the furthest away from the minimalist feeling, where you like every time you walk you're kind of like, oh, that's uncomfortable, my heel of my foot hurts, blah blah blah. So I think probably because of the bottom of the shoe, it's a minimalist shoe with a somewhat regular shoe feeling. I was just thinking about that when I switched over to these Speed Force shoes. So if you're on the fence about minimalist shoes and you want to make a purchase of a minimalist shoe without like the amplification of almost like being barefoot, then these shoes honestly are probably a pretty safe bet to not go from having worn a pair of tennis shoes, super padded, cushioned shoes, to a minimalist shoe. So that's what I got for you guys. Here's the box. Really cool box. PRIO All Day SR, slip resistant traction, full grain leather, comfort and stability, wide toe box, and zero drop with tensioning strap. So the wide toe box for me isn't the move. So that's something to consider. You can see like how the toe is shaped in comparison to like the Speed Force. It's gonna be a little bit different. I like the Speed Force type feel, and you obviously don't have the leather, so it's a lot more flexible. And this is leather with this. But hopefully this review did something good, because I'm out. See you guys.